Well, they were the unlikely power couple on Big Brother, the real estate agent gunning to win and the relaxed colourblind house painter. But last week, Danny and Nick were separated after Nick was blindsided and sent home. Now, reuniting for the first time on camera, they joined us earlier today on the Ange, Robin Robbo show. Danny and Nick, thanks for being here, boys.
Hey guys, how are you?
Now, you two are reuniting for the first time, and you guys, as we were setting this up, you guys have been going crazy. Have you had many conversations, Danny, with Nick since the recording of Big Brother ended?
I have. We speak a couple of times a day, and to be honest, what we were in the house is exactly the same as what we are out of the house.
I speak to Danny more than my wife, so.
Well, do you speak to Danny more than your dog, though, Nick?
No. That's impossible. Danny looks like my dog, though.
There you go. That must have been what to it. Look, I described you on the TV Black Box website as Laurel and Hardy. Danny, why did you two work so well together? Because on paper, I've got to be honest, it makes no sense.
Okay, so I can clearly articulate this. I knew that Nick, I'm a great reader of people and I can do it quickly, and in the Big Brother house you had to do it quickly. I could tell that Nick had an infectious laugh, but not only that, Nick actually listened to people. So Nick would listen intently and then he would laugh at them, which would make those people feel good. So I picked that up, that he did that with me and other people. I knew that Nick would be popular. I knew that I'd be quite boisterous and over the top. So I basically pulled Nick in. I used him as a shield in some regard, that I knew that his popularity would help my gameplay. I know that sounds selfish, but the bonus of that is we became great friends. So, and opposites do attract. So that's sort of who I saw Nick from a strategic point of view. In the bunker, I didn't realise I'd actually picked the dumbest guy in Australia to go into battle with.
Who would have thought Danny would be selfish? I didn't see that one coming, Nick. But look, I've got to say, it wasn't always smooth sailing. In the first episode, you clashed over a decision whether to evict someone or not. Danny ultimately went against your wishes and evicted Max. This is where I thought the quick friendship you had developed would come undone, but it really formed a bond between you two, even though you thought so differently.
Looking back, I now changed my mind about Dan's decision on that first night. I thought it was very ruthless at the time, but he made the correct call. But yeah, no, I knew the minute I met Dan, I knew that like the friendship, no matter what happened, was never going to end. So, yeah.
Did you feel like Danny was sort of like the guy you needed in the house?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've told many people that I just went in there just, you know, trying to sail on smooth waters and thought I could just get along with everyone. But I needed Dan's intensity, absolutely. Yeah, he was just someone great to feed off. Yeah, we had a lot of fun and we took the piss out of a lot of people, but he was just brilliant. He was straight down the line in a house full of fake people. I was, very, very glad to go to the bunker with him on the first night.
Danny, we've got to talk about the blindside that happened to Nick while you were sick. You were essentially out of the house. You were separated from the rest while they thought you might have coronavirus. When you came back in and found out Nick had gone, was it just pure rage you were feeling?
No, I was hurt. I was hurt because 13 people had voted for Nick, who was the most popular guy in the house. And it's not just that we're there to evict people. You also want to be in the house with people that are cool and fun and are genuine. And when Nick was taken out of the house, I felt that that was a person that was unnecessarily taken out of the house. I felt that some of the Christmas decorations perhaps should have been cut off the tree and been sent home. But they weren't. They took out Santa Claus, and I didn't like that at all.
It was really interesting because straight away you decided to play a very smart game. You did, of course, that whole scenario felt like it wrecked your relationship with Mel because she, of course, voted for Nick and didn't need to, but she was obviously trying to save herself. But you went into strategy mode, didn't you?
Correct. I knew that I had to change sides straight away, and I had the opportunity to invite those people, my five worst enemies. I mean, I hadn't even spoken to Marley one conversation at this point, 3 weeks in, and I used the big red button opportunity to invite 5 of my are they nemesis? Nemesises? Is that the word? Yeah,
Sure.
into that limousine, and those guys just opened up, and I said, well, embrace me. You've beat me. You've won. What can I do to save me? But they didn't know that I was undercover, and that's where I started the narrative of I'm going to be buried deep within the belly of the beast so I can cut the head off when I get a chance.
Nick, let me ask you, do you respect the fact that his first couple of days after he got back in the house was all about eliminating Katie and getting revenge for you? That's friendship, isn't it?
I think he said, I'm now playing an emotional game. And I was sitting on the couch at the time watching that, and I just thought, I didn't expect anything else, but still at the same time, I thought, he could easily just play like a selfish game now and whatnot. But that just goes to show Dan. He was willing to get evicted the next day, which he said to Katie and Jess, if this backfires. So, yeah, it was really, really nice to hear. But, yeah.
And it's interesting from your point of view, Danny, because you played that emotional game to begin with, and then you've turned it around and you formed an alliance with Jess, and you're moving forward with the game, with the intruders coming. You know the result. I don't. I've seen a little bit of next week's shows, but are you confident with the way you've been playing the game all along?
Look, you have to remain fluid. It's not the big that eats the small, it's the fast that eats the slow. So you just have to adapt. But I won't give too much away, but let's just say I stay undercover for quite some time.
It's fascinating viewing, Danny, and I'm so glad you're in the house. Nick, I'm devastated you are not in the house because your dynamic, I'm just waiting to see what network gives you to a show at the end of all this. The Danny and Nick show, I can't wait to see that. It's Laurel and Hardy, I swear to God.
No, thanks, Rob.
That'd be really cool if that happened.
Yeah, it would be. Well, look, Big Brother continues on Channel 7, Monday to Wednesday at 7:30pm. Danny and Nick, thank you for being on the Ange, Rob and Robbo show.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you. Really appreciate it.